Somebody has destroyed my spaceship. Somebody has destroyed my internet spaceship. Somebody wishes me dead. Somebody wishes me very, very dead right under the ground. And somebody has destroyed my internet spaceships. And has worked his way right into my house, right into my bedroom. He's sitting in my trousers. He's tightening my belts. He's eating my food, and he has created his own government. He has created his own government. He has surrounded my internet, and is busy waiting for my internet to support his government, for my internet to financially support his government, financially and commercially, and legally to support it, and jurisdictive to support the government, which is only possible if my internet government collapses, and it isn't collapsing, it is increasing in strength and size and dimension. And it's a government like all other governments, and it obeys itself, it obeys its own logic, and it has already destroyed many of the hallucinations, many of the obstacles that had been set in way for it to reach me, because I'm just a chain, I'm just a link in the chain of command in the internet that we normally organize. There is the internet that rules, and then there is the pirate governments, which are us, the internet, that the programmers are called government. And there is a programmer who has made what does he call it, a graphics program with his entrails, his leftovers, which he's trying to feed people. And he's white, because whenever if you look through a hallucination, you can see the direction at which the person is aiming at, what he's missing, what he's lost, and or his product line, whatever he's missing. And it is always very important to be able to overcome such hallucinations if you are a programmer and are on the right track and plan to stay in the game, and being able to overcome the disappointments of your enemy programmers, or the disappointments of the programmers who do not make it year after year, to survive above the world, to stay on course, and stay on track in this universe, and to concentrate on your work, and to maintain and repair and create more programs for yourself and for your internet, for the people who are jumping into your internet, who have to stay in the internet once they are in, with the big or small, male or female, human or not human, alien or terrestrial, that they have to stimulate it. Once they decide that they want to stay in the internet, you have to prepare for accommodation and everything else for the internet programmers. But somebody wants me dead. There is a motherfucker wants me so dead that he visits my mother. He wants my mother dead. He wants me dead. He wants my daughter dead. He wants all my girlfriends dead. He wants to live. He wants to live in my trousers. He wants to live in my house. He wants to keep on giving instructions. He wants to live like a paparazzi in my house, although he is a fellow programmer like me. And the motherfucker really wants me dead. He wants me so dead that he throws out my mom out of my own neighborhood. And whenever I come back, I find him dead. I find him dead, stripped naked, looking like a giant blue whale on the highway. And that is stopping from calling me in a familiar sense, so that people think that we know each other. We don't know each other. This is a strange world, and if you are dropping, when you begin thinking, we don't know each other, we don't want to greet each other with you naked in the dress. What do you think people think when they see you naked and waving at me as if we met under such circumstances? That is actually an abuse of the internet, because we all have our own privacy, we all have our own favors, and we all have ways of paying back favors and questions, ways of asking a question. And that's why I don't want the motherfucker greeting me when he's naked, because people will think that I am a homosexual or something like that. And this has been going on for quite some time. That's why I don't want the homosexual in my televisions, I don't want that homosexual in my computers, I don't want the homosexual in my internet, I don't want it in my websites or in my websites, and I don't want you following me wherever I'm going to and calling me Gerald, creating me in my own name, something so familiar as if I'm Pamela. I'm not Pamela, I'm called Gerald, and I don't think he knows what it means when he's just doing that in front of all the girls that are listening to me, waiting to know if I have a private life. I also don't have a private life. Even with the bags that I have, with all those gadgets in my machine room. I also sleep in a machine room like they sleep in machine rooms, and that means that they have a private life, and they have their private life, like I have a private life. I don't want the motherfucker bugging me. I don't want him bugging my mother. I don't want him bugging my daughter. I don't want him bugging anybody in my family. What he thinks is hallucinations is just his own. He's dying. It looks like he's dying because if he doesn't have food, what he calls hallucinations, if he's thinking about, if he's cooking and has already peeled potatoes and is asking for onions and is giving more potatoes, and asks for more, and then contradicts that action and asks for more onions and is given more potatoes, he'll keep on getting those potatoes as his income, and not onions as his income for his food, so that he can cook a lot more potatoes than a lot more onions, because perhaps he already head to onions for the potatoes that is getting to peel, and look for the problem, and if there is any problem in his diet. That is why I also don't complain, because I also have my share of my potatoes, I also have my own share of my onions, and I don't complain about my lot, I don't complain about what I create. Important is to know that you dig the grave, you'll finally lie in the grave that you dig for yourself and for other people in the internet. When you are driving such public service vehicles, that you lie in the grave that you dig, and you should be prepared to support people with the microprocessors and process and everything, even electronic, electric, everything that you make, that you sell to people as toys, although they are not toys. You should be prepared for their outcomes, for their results, be they good or bad. You should be prepared for all that you cause with all these things, and you should be prepared for everything good or bad that your programs bring. My programs have never failed. They've never failed in civilian and military installations. They've never failed. They've never failed me. They've never failed me in civilian and military situations or instances and outcomes. I've always arranged to be for the next day to be called back on duty, civilian and military. So if you create if you only create military graphic programs, you should be ready for a bigger army than you use for military programs, because I use civilian and military programs for all military programs. That means that I have a bigger army than only a military army. If you understand, if you know what I'm saying, I have a lot more programs. I have a lot more civilian programmers in the army than military programmers in the army. That means that I am prepared to devastate a bigger region than in peaceful times to maintain the civilian regions than with military programs. These civilian programs are made to protect civilian regions, and the military programs are also made to protect civilian regions. Civilian regions are soft targets, and military installations are hard targets even in civilian regions. And these are civilian programs. That means that they're civilian installations. That means that they are soft targets, and military targets are hard targets. That means that they can be attacked by any civilian installation or any military installation once they start attacking civilian installations in peacetime, or even if there is war, no war. That means that if you use things like hallucinations are petizione they're petizione military engagements, using hallucinations like genitals or tongues, tongues and genitals, for example, is satanism in the purest sense. Other organs like hearts or lungs or stomachs or kidneys, that is also still a military engagement, in the sense that it is grievous bodily harm from the person whom one withdraws or removes those organs from, and grievous bodily or grievous mental harm, which is psychosomatic, and thus grievous bodily harm for the people whom one throws such objects at, such organs are. Not only organs, but also human beings. When one minimizes human beings using graphic programs into centimeter size human beings, and uses them to start throwing them outside, or by projecting them with the projectors, with the video DA projectors or film projectors, projecting them onto vehicles so that they can be knocked about by vehicles. So those are also military engagements. And such military engagements can sometimes be stopped by using counter programs. A lot of programmers are concentrating on a specific region, or on a specific country, or on a specific city, or on a specific building, or on a specific room, or on specific objects or appliances like computers or iPhones or televisions or radios or computers or human beings, or they can increase or reduce the radius of the military engagements in civilian regions over military installments until the hard target has been the hard targets have been eliminated, or the programs have been reprogrammed to eliminate the hard targets in their own regions, or where they are invisible to the army, to the civilian army, just because they think that their programs are not being felt in those civilian regions, where they think that they are safe just because they are not feeling anything, no effect from the civilian engagements, from the civilian incursions. And such programs, we normally use a lot of programs, so that when you get satanistic objects in the mouth, it is always good to confirm that what has happened. Difference and importance is the power of suggestion, the powers of suggestion. So that when something lands in your mouth like a human organ, you should be able to confirm that. If it lands sporadically or in a way that one cannot confirm it, you can wait until you can talk about it, so that it happened. And so the plausibility, the ability to convince people that can happen is always very important. And if it happens, you can even invite them to the position where it happens, so that they can sit beside you, or they can sit in that position until it happens. And then important is to be able to replace such visions, such impressions as visions, with the real visions, with real gratitude, with the real music, which is, for example, real food, so that you can replace tongues and genitals with the real meat. Real meat you can buy and cook, or buy a fast food, like beef, buy beef or mutton or chicken, or cooked meat with vegetables and rice and with products and noodles, or with bread and tea and marmalade or margarine or butter, or with coffee with sugar and milk, and with buns, and you can celebrate that experience by eating such food. You can eat it all up at once, or you can eat it over a number of days, or over a number of months, or over a number of years. And then that is celebrating that you experience a near-death experience, and you got saved by your own friends who believed in you that such things are possible, to get flying organs and flying into your mouth, and strangling you or suffocating your airways, your trachea, your airways, and your guts, your digestive tract, and such confirmations normally help to disappoint the attackers who normally do not see such engagements as military engagements, and as food as a military engagement, to the replacement of hallucinations with food, of gustatory hallucinations with food. And the direction of the attack is also very important, like the mouth for the food hallucinations, for blocking the food, blocking the digestive tract, the food to the stomach, and the eyes for blocking the whole environment, of closing, of cornering somebody, of placing somebody in a tight corner, so that one can finish him very fast, so that one gets one does not get help easily. And that is also very important. For example, for the tongue to be able, when the enemy becomes so strong that one can even test hair on the tongue, foreign hair on the tongue, from those objects. It is also good to be able to test, for example, the sauce on meat, to be able to test the difference between raw meat and cooked meat, for example, or to be able to make things, to make such actions self-explanatory, to create such a dance, such a step of, that is also familiar to people who commit such acts of crime. Like when you ask about something for your tongue, you get meat with sauce, or you get vegetables with sauce, instead of when bread starts tasting bread, brown bread or black bread, or bread starts tasting hair. You just make food or make meat, and you give it to anybody to taste the meat, and then when it not tastes, one can, or when you don't like meat, vegetables, or if there are children around, maybe vegetables, but with lots of sauce, and tomatoes, right there, tomatoes and onions make tears to fall. And with things that make children sneeze, you can share that as children, and test the different gustatories, the different functions of the tongue, and of the nose, and of the eyes, and to be able to enjoy such perfections, such group work is also helps you back to your faith. And it doesn't tell you what is happening on the other side, or in the other house that has been training for you, because it means that they also have to increase their forces, they have to increase their magic, and they have to increase the number of weapons that they use against you and your friends and relatives and colleagues and acquaintances and workmates. And these such weapons that one uses, like like food and mirrors, to be able to see your face, and food, mirrors, and technical appliances, devices and appliances. They're all important for treating somebody against these hallucinations, which are caused by people who fight each other at a regular basis, who are actually very well trained, they're very diverse, like they can swing the hand, they can swing a hand and somebody flinches, and swing a hand and say the word axe, and somebody flinch in the opposite direction, and one would really see an axe moving visibly over the shoulder of the person throwing the axe, and it would land right behind the person who's avoiding the axe. Those are also human powers which can be used, like hallucinations, to cause hallucinations, or a football, where when one kicks a football with the aim of it reaching a certain goal, reaching the goal, it passes right through the screen, reaching a certain person, it passes right through the screen so that a person can touch the ball, or it can fly over the person and land some area in the person, which is a good kick. And there are very many good ways of using hallucinations, like thinking what somebody thinks about somebody in town, when somebody wants to buy something, one can use as a hallucination. One can describe that town in such a way that the listener is able to visualize the direction up to the point where how one will travel to the top, and where one will find the shop that is being talked about, and what one can buy, which will, if it is on display, so that the hallucinations that one can create, that are created normally, are actually very nice, and they're always with good intention. But the bad ones which are created can also be avoided in that sense, using all that magic that one uses to create good vibes and good hallucination.